Hello and welcome to Learning in Technology. My name's Frank and I'm glad that you're here. In this video, I want to talk about math. I want to talk about how we can use a couple of really useful tools to learn math a little bit better, and especially to help students like our children that are struggling or need some help with math and need some additional resources. So math is a subject that a lot of people, once they finish studying it in school, don't necessarily return to every single area that they've studied. And generally what will happen is if you do use math in your professional career, you're probably using specialized areas of mathematics. So when somebody's in grade 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they're going through a more comprehensive understanding of mathematics and some subject areas that we as parents or even as educators in a different domain might be less familiar with or don't remember from those many years ago. And that's okay. You're not expected to remember absolutely everything you've learned with crystal clarity. However, that doesn't help the person that's struggling with math if you don't remember. So if you want to learn a couple of really good resources, one which you may be familiar with and one which will probably surprise you, then go ahead and watch this video. If you like the video, hit like, hit subscribe, and even more important, share it with other people that you think might benefit from using these two resources to learn and reinforce mathematical knowledge, a very key area of knowledge for anybody moving into the future. One of my favorite resources, and probably one that you're familiar with, is Khan Academy. And with Khan Academy, you can go in, you can log in as a student, as a teacher, or as a parent. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this resource. I'm just going to encourage you to use this great resource. There are a ton of different courses for all sorts of different subjects where you can go in and learn about mathematics. You can learn about science. There's some really great arts and humanities courses in here as well. There's so much to choose from here. And what's really nice about Khan Academy is that it is repeatable. So you can go back, you can watch the video, you can practice the skill set, and then you move on when you're ready. So this is an older account of mine when my kids were very young. This is one just I used to test it out. My kids have now sort of gone on their own and they have their own Khan Academy accounts where they don't really involve me sort of directing them. I just got them started on it. But it's a lot of fun, great way for kids to learn. The next tool I want to show you is one that I've shown my son, and he's been very, very impressed with how it's helped him solve and learn how to solve mathematical equations. So it's OneNote. Now, this is only available for OneNote for Windows 10, so it's not available on the Mac yet. I'll keep looking and seeing when it does become available. But if I go into the Draw menu and choose a pen, I'm going to put in an equation. Let's say I have something like, the square root of 25, and I'll say plus the square root of 10 minus 2 equals something like 15. So I have this equation here. Now, I want to learn how to solve this. I want to learn, first of all, I could solve for, one of the values. Let's go ahead and instead of 10 minus 2, I'll just make that square root of x minus 2, just to make it a little bit more fun, x minus 2. So here I have this formula. What I can do is I can select this formula by using my selection tool. So I'll circle it. Now I've got that entire formula selected, and I have this math button here. And when I click on the math button, it's going to say, is this the formula? And I look, and that's what I intended to type. I can even turn that into mathematical formulas to clean it up. But the cool part here is I can select an action. And notice I can solve for x, I can graph it. So if I do a solve for x, it shows me that x equals 102. But more importantly, it shows me how it gets that value. So it goes in and it goes and shows me all of the steps for solving, radical equations. And this also allows me to take this term, radical equations, it's now identified that, and I can go into Khan Academy, which I just showed you, and maybe watch some tutorials on it. And here I can actually see the steps that I would take in order to solve this problem. And to make it even better, let's say I've gone through the steps and I see how it works and I'm learning it. I can even generate a little practice quiz for myself. And let's just say I want to give myself, 5 questions. It'll generate a quiz for me on more examples of that particular mathematical function that I need to learn how to do. Okay, so while that's generating its practice quiz, it hasn't come up yet, so I may be having a bit of an issue with it. But what I can also do here is I can throw this into Immersive Reader. So if I throw this into the Immersive Reader, it'll actually even go through and I can play it. It'll read this out to me.
Steps for solving radical equations. Subtract square root of 25 from both sides of the equation. Square root of x minus 2n square root plus square root.
So you can see that that can be another way of having those steps read to me as a student. So I'm just wondering, the practice quiz isn't generating for me quickly right now, so I'll have to look into why that's misbehaving. But the point is that it gave me how to solve the equation. It allowed me to go in and I can even, do graphs if I want to see graphing. I'll do graph both sides, is more fun. But the idea is that I can go in and I can get the steps that I need in order to solve for x, shows me the different steps that I need, and then generating a practice quiz, which I don't know, for some reason it's not cooperating with me right now, so it's not doing the practice quiz, but in many cases it will do a practice quiz. So a lot of people don't know about OneNote as a math tutor tool, and there you have it. So there you have it. I hope those were both very useful for you. Khan Academy has been around for a while. It is fantastic. I have nothing but admiration and good things to say about Khan Academy. And then OneNote. Who knew that that great feature was available to help you not only learn how to take apart a mathematical equation, but also the steps involved and even generate some practice quizzes to get proficient with the skill set. I hope that was useful. As always, like and subscribe, and like I said at the beginning of the video, share with others that could benefit from this knowledge. If you have any comments or questions, just pop them down below, and I hope that the video was useful. Here's some other ones you can watch as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next videos.